This video is brought to you by In-House M&A.
How to win in an M&A auction process. As you continue with your deal sourcing efforts, sometimes you may get inbound inquiries to look at acquisition opportunities. And it may be in the form of participating in an auction. Have you ever wondered how you should cope with such situation? How do you stand out and be selected from all the bidders? Today, we will talk about what you should pay special attention to when your company decides to take part in such a seller-driven process. First of all, we would like to note the two key differences in an auction process from a normal buy-side process: the competitive tension and the process protocol. An auction process will be more competitive because there are likely multiple interested parties looking at the asset, and there could only be one final winner. In terms of process protocol, an auction process will have fixed timeline with specific guidelines. What this means is that you will need to appeal your company to stand out from the crowd and at the same time carry out your due diligence and other workstream expeditiously to meet the seller's requirements. However, this does not mean you should give up what you need. An auction process is not so much different from a normal buy-side process, which we have explained in another video, what you need to do in a buy-side M&A project. The key steps are the setup, initial proposal, due diligence and valuation, final proposal and negotiation, and signing and closing. Here we will explain how an auction process is like and what are the key additional considerations to a normal buy-side process. Firstly, the setup stage. Usually, the process would start by you receiving a no-name basis teaser. And once you register your interest and execute the NDA, the seller will invite you into the process and share the confidential info memo and process letter. These documents will include more detailed target company information as well as the guideline to participate in the deal process. In order to meet the seller's guidelines and make sure that you have sufficient time to conduct due diligence, we would recommend that you assemble your M&A project team as quickly as possible. For popular auction processes, it could even be difficult to find available advisors as they are already being retained by other auction participants. In the initial proposal stage, you would need to submit the non-binding bid letter as a response to the process letter. In order to successfully proceed to the second round, you will want to make sure that your bid letter follows well of the seller's guideline. While there will be many instructions, the seller will likely put more weight on assessing your bid's price, speed, and certainty. On price, our philosophy is to put forth a fair value based on currently available information, such as those detailed in the info memo. It is understandable that you may want to show an attractive offer. So the price may not need to be too conservative at this non-binding offer stage, but you would be advised to make clear of what assumptions you are basing your valuation on. And accordingly, you will need to do more due diligence in XYZ areas to validate the price. Simply putting in a high price with the hope of getting into the next round may not be your optimal strategy. The worst case is that you will be wasting both of yours and the seller's time. Other than price, you can also appeal your company by showcasing how you will be able to complete the deal expeditiously. For example, you may only require a few internal and external approvals, or you do not need to arrange additional financing, etc. Of course, if you have already retained your advisor teams, it is also a strong message to the seller that you are serious about the auction and are already in position to move quickly. Due diligence and valuation stage. Once you are invited to join the second phase for due diligence, you will receive another process letter. It will contain details of the due diligence arrangement, such as the number of questions that you can ask each week, management presentation and site visit schedule and location, etc. While the seller has a fixed plan, you should not be shy to voice out your requests as well. In fact, you should already have the opportunity to express your needs when you submit your non-binding offer letter. Convey how the additional due diligence requirement will be critical to your deal evaluation. In terms of valuation, you will need to evaluate the target company's standalone value first. Then, before deciding the final purchase price, there will be other factors that come into play. For example, what is the competitive tension? Will you need to share some potential synergy values in the offer? What are the funding sources and how they will affect your deal economics? Final proposal and negotiation. Your final, binding proposal will cover very similar items as those in your initial proposal. But obviously, they are now binding and should be something you determine true and achievable after having gone through serious due diligence. By this time, you will also already have the opportunity to assess what kind of closing conditions you will require. Provide the estimated timeline and explain how you will clear the conditions expeditiously. This way, you can appeal to the seller how you are superior to other bidders in terms of speed and certainty. If the seller comes back to negotiate the price and SPA with you, in order to have a fair negotiation, you should try asking for exclusivity for a period of time. This way, the seller can be more focused and you can also improve your chances of winning the auction. Alright, today we have covered some special things to take note of when participating in an auction process. If you would like to review a normal buy-side process, you can check out our other video in the description below. Or, do you have more questions about participating in an auction process? You can reach out to us for a free consultation. We are a professional M&A training and coaching firm that aims to enable companies to build up their in-house M&A capability. With our curriculum and resources, even without prior deal experiences, your staffs can be transformed into your company's meaningful M&A contributors. Until next time.